I heard him screaming for help, so I decided to just go for it. And the funny part about it is even after that, I had one of our newer guys with us, and driving up to the scene, I told him no matter what, do not enter the building, just because, you know, it's more dangerous for us to do that.
So you didn't even take your own advice?
I didn't. No, at the point where I heard him screaming for help, I just kind of went for it. It was interesting when I ran around the front of the house. It was kind of closed off, and from the front, the windows were too close to the flames, and I just kept thinking if I broke one of those windows open, I'd be met with fire right in front of me. So I ran around to the back side of the house, which was all fence. So the only way through the fence was to go right through it. So I just broke down a portion of the fence, got through, and I was lucky enough that the patio door was right there and I could see inside.
Could you see him from the patio door?
No, all I saw was smoke from the patio. Like the actual sliding glass door, all I saw was the dining room and smoke. So I just gave it a good yank and it opened up, and once I made entry into the house, I radioed the dispatch that I had made entry, and then I just started calling for him. And I could hear him in the far, would have been the northeastern portion of the house near the front living room window.
Is that where all the fire was?
That's where all the fire was.
When you were running, found him, did you have to combat these flames?
No, so when I went through the dining room and through into the living room, he was on the floor. He was lying face down on the floor, and the flames, it was kind of surreal. The fire was like my height, but it was probably about 10 feet away from Cecil, like right near the stairwell. So after the fire, I was able to see where everything was. So where Cecil was laying was right off of the couch, and the fire was right near the stairs, which was probably about 5 feet away from where Cecil was laying.
All right, you were able to get him up?
Yeah, he wasn't able to stand. I kept yelling at him to stand and come towards me because I wanted him to move away, and instead of me moving into the fire, moving closer to him, I tried to get him to move towards me, and he wasn't able to. So when I ran up on him, I just grabbed his arm and threw him over my shoulder like a fireman's carry, and just luckily I didn't slip or fall, and I was able to get him out through the house.
Does your military training come into play with this?
Yeah, so as a medic, that's one of the things they teach us on the battlefield is you have to know how to carry people and move them out of danger. So I wouldn't really say I thought about anything. It just kind of happened. And, just growing up playing sports and stuff like that, everybody kind of knows how to do those things, throw people over their shoulder and run.
Did your military instincts, though, kind of take over in that moment, or not at all?
I mean, it shut off that self-preservation, try to save somebody else.
You were in the Army?
Yes. I still am in the reserves, but I was active duty.
Okay, how many tours in Afghanistan?
1 tour in Afghanistan, 1 tour in Iraq.
Okay, so how does this compare to that? I know there's probably no comparison, but was this just like second nature for you to just run in?
Yeah, this was, it was like second nature.
Would you do it all over again?
Yes.
Why?
That's what we do. We got a lot of good guys on the police department. It's like the military. The only way I can equate it to is selfless service. So you don't become a cop to make money. You become a police officer to help people. And if that's what I can do, that's what I'm going to do.
So even to this day, you would risk it all, do it all over again?
Yeah, I was asked that question earlier yesterday. The same thing. It was like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to risk my life to help people.
Other people wouldn't do what you did, and that's run into a burning building.
Well, some civilians wouldn't. Some, regular individuals that have the normal 9-to-5 jobs. But I know on this police department, a lot of the guys would do the same thing.
Does your training doesn't tell you to do that, but it's just your instinct, right? Is that what you would equate it to?
Yes and no. We receive training on how to, I don't want to say extricate or carry people out, but military-wise, that's how we learn how to carry people and move them. police department. That's where we learn how to do the different things that we're trained to do. You know, in that situation, the danger was real. I could see it, I could smell it, I could hear it, and yeah, I guess you could say my instincts told me to just go in after him. I could hear him, so I knew I was close.
You saved that guy's life.
Yeah, that's a crazy thought.
Has it sunk in yet that you're a hero?
No, I don't consider it like that. I'm glad he's alive. I'm glad he'll be able to recover after this and move on. You know.
Is it crazy to think that because of you, he's able to do that?
Yeah, in some aspects, but that's what we're here for.
It was instinct for you just to run in there, grab him. Is there anything that you would like to tell Cecil?
I'm sorry that I was, rough with him, but I'm glad he's okay. I hope him and Amy are able to move on past this. I hope they're able to fix their house, and I feel upset for any of the animals that he lost, because that sucks, but it's not worth your life.
Did he tell you that's why you went back in?
No, I originally, when I was on scene, I didn't know that he was already out of the house and then went back in to try to save some of his animals. When we got on scene, Amy was outside. She was near the house, near the front of the house, so we just wanted to move her away from the house, more towards my cruiser, so she wasn't in any danger. And then when I heard him screaming, I just assumed that he had never made it out.
Was that your cruiser video that caught you walking with him?
Yeah, that was me and Officer Shipman. Once I got back out through the fence, through the hole that I kicked in the fence, we were able to get him to his feet, and we just walked him to our car. It was cold out, and he was definitely suffering from smoke inhalation, so I just wanted to get him to sit down and try to calm down before the ambulance got there.
And that fire was burning pretty
That was a good fire, yeah, it was a pretty good fire.
And you still went in, risked it all.
Well, it happens fast. So from the time that I was on scene and the time that fire came on scene, it was probably only like 3 or 4 minutes. And when we first came on scene, there was flames coming out of that first window. 3 or 4 minutes later, by the time fire was on scene, that house was fully engulfed. So it happens quick. You don't really have too much time to think about it. But yeah.
Do you think, man, I could have died during that?
No, I don't think that. You don't want to think that, because then you'll hesitate the next time it's time to do something like that. You just go for it.